Hello again. Today I'm just going to list a series of albums by one artist that, in my opinion, really rocks, and it's authentic in its uh, attempt to bring serious rock and roll, well, rock. Actually, he had a degree in English and studied with relatively famous Jewish poet, and who had a lot of experience writing songs before he entered the rock world. His lyrics are very natural, but refer to reality, at least in the first decades of his work, and brought subjects that were taboo and with an incredible level of musicality in his songs, and crafted unique albums like Berlin, who was a total disaster in terms of critics, but later on was recognized as, and if it dealt with issues of prostitution, drug addiction, family, uh, violence, um, and treatment of kids in a family under such situations. It's a hard piece of work to listen to, although it's splendid. Had Ashley Dumber, who worked with Zappa in drums, Jack Bruce, who did an incredible job, for example, in the nihilistic Man of Good Fortune, in which he talks about the rich and the poor and how he's outside of that. It's only an illusion, of course. Everybody is in that game. And also a song dedicated to Jim Morrison, which is quite ironic. Another to Falling Star, another to the Spirit of Berlin before World War II, and an incredible song called How Do You Think It Feels about uh, meth withdrawal. And with Michael Brecker and his son and his brother, Randy Brecker, playing in the reeds. Jack Bruce, I already mentioned him, and the guitars of Stephen Hodder and Dick Warner, a duo that is recognizable in their work in Rock and Roll Animal, especially the intro to Sweet Jane, which is emblematic of heaviness in the 70s, much more than, say, bands like Black Sabbath, which I recognize Paranoid, the first album is original, but it's a heaviness that really you need to fly a little bit, in my opinion, to make music listenable. UFO, Judas Priest, Motorhead, Uriah Heep, Saxon. To me, that is not at all my taste and do not relate to things that I consider trouble in the world. Um, I enjoy the status quo and their honest rock. On the other hand, both Andy and the great Reed Beato not only ignore Reed but have wonderful things to say about Kiss, I will leave it at that. Blue Oyster Cult, the one song. Aerosmith, who is good but very derivative. Van Halen, which I really like, but listen carefully to Jump. And if you don't see a copy of Sweet Jane, let me know. But they are very, very similar. And Sweet Jane is really heavy, while the organ in Jump gives an 80s softer feeling to the song. And also, let's not even mention the far right rock of Ted Duncan, Alice Cooper, Grand Funk Railroad, and one that I would agree that I love as well is ZZ Top. So while I agree with acts like ZZ Top and Status Quo, the other bands to me they all lack. And I just suggest that you compare, you give a serious listening to uh, Reed's albums and the musicians that work with him. So that's all for now.